Did y'all see the upside down food pyramid?
I did.
Yes.
Facebook news feed.
I wonder why they didn't just make it wide at the bottom, just like the original one, and just fill it full, and then they put the. I guess that was just like a metaphor or something. Maybe when
Probably like
it was turning it around upside down.
Yeah, like you guys had it all wrong. This is the way it goes.
Yeah.
See, I want to look at it.
Yeah, tell us exactly what it's showing now. I know meats was like at the top and vegetables. But like it was kind of mixed up. It was a little bit harder to follow, I felt like, too.
When we was in school, it seemed like we went through a rigorous training program on the.
Yeah.
You remember, it's kind of a big deal. Like they give out those little magnet, or a fridge magnet or something, and
Yeah.
taking it home with literature with it.
I remember plainly my teacher, it was probably 4th or 5th grade. She was looking, they was going over it, and she was like, pizza is good for you. It's got all your bread, it's got cheese and vegetables. And we was like, yeah, pepperoni, meat, it's got everything. So we're just going to eat pizza.
Just pizza
every day.
Burgers hits a lot of it.
Yeah.
So the one we started with, the base they called it, was like the carbs, and then it went with veggies and
Like 20 servings of bread.
and fruit, then like milk, peanut butter, and like protein was towards the top, and then like oils, like
What's
fat.
Sugars and stuff was at top one.
Yeah.
What is the what are they saying meat wise servings on the old pyramid?
Well,
Did it
man,
say?
you really got a servings. I think it's funny too is that it ain't got like servings now. It's like just a straight like your base should be.
Yeah, it would show like 3 to 4 servings a day of fruit or something like that on the old pyramid.
Yeah, it's like saying let me pull it up.
They got all kinds of pictures.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's hundreds.
Yeah, old versus new.
I hadn't heard anything about it in years, and then just all of a sudden, we were just talking about it, and then it's like they changed it.
Me and you
Yeah,
actually had that conversation.
Yeah, we was talking about the pyramid, and then it's like they turned it upside down like a day later.
And I thought maybe it was something old, when it was shared, because me and you had talked about it. I was like, did I miss this? When the health human secretary or whatever they call him there did it. And then as I looked, it's like it was a very recent, like just they turned it upside down and was talking,
Yeah.
I could probably look. Oh, here we go. This is the original. All right, this is what we'll read. The original from bottom up was 6 to 11 servings of grains and starches, bread, cereal, rice, pasta, 3 to 5 servings of veggies, or 2 to 4 servings of fruit, 2 to 3 servings of dairy and meat, and a sparing amount of fats, oils, and sweets. So they put the fat and the sweets
together,
top.
like
Yeah.
like
That
the
was
fats are not good for you.
That was the original pyramid. Now it says
That's quite a bit of bread. I mean, I'm not saying I don't eat that much,
Yeah.
but it kind of built it on bread, didn't it? Like
Yeah.
that's what you need, your rock. That's what you start with is plenty of bread. And I understand there's difference of bread, You can have
I guess because bread, it don't have any fat in it, does it? It's probably what they came up with.
but I would maybe even argue some of the things we buy in a bread bag today ain't even bread.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Legit bread, like good bread with a lot of additives and things might not be horrible, to have, throughout the day. But some of the things that's in our stuff is not the same.
yeah, it lasts a lot longer than it used to.
Yeah, shelf life is a lot of it. What pushes that? I think.
I remember even when me and Sarah first got together, we would try to eat a loaf of bread by the week, and then now it's like 2 or 3 weeks go by, and you look at it, and it's like it's still good.
Yeah, ain't no
It
mold
don't
anyway.
look any different or nothing. I've not even picked up a pack lately that is expired that has mold on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've not seen any green mold.
I've not seen mold in a few years, and where we get it is like hamburgers. If we'll have like those 3 lonely hamburger buns in there in the bread box for like a month, and you can look at them and they still look the same.
They'll get hard, but that
Yeah,
they don't.
but
mold
they
anymore.
don't. Yeah,
Dried out, I guess. But
So basically, they got rid of the servings for protein. Like they just threw it out the window. Now they're saying like, which it's in kilograms. They want you to go at least bare minimum 1-to-1 with what you weigh in kilograms. So like, how many like protein wise? Like for basically saying like if you take a person that weighs 180 pounds, they want you to 180 grams of protein is recommended now.
I got some eating to do, don't I?
Like
We all do.
I
I'll go down and get some protein right now.
if I'm reading that right, they want you to increase from 1.2 to 1.6 kilograms per body weight. So your body weight in kilograms, if you weigh 250, half of that's 125.
yeah.
So they want you to get that much protein. So I guess it's like 125 to 170. I guess they want for the average male.
My question is, how do you trust that? You know, years ago they wanted you to eat a lot of bread
Yeah.
and fruits and vegetables. How do you know that's just not a selling point now? They're trying to push
They
selling
may be
more meat.
they may be trying to save the cow beef industry. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
pork, beef and pork.
I saw something recently that a lot of countries want. They like outlaw American pork.
I've seen that.
Yeah, like it's got so much
Hormones,
steroids and stuff
steroids.
that they want.
They give them antibiotics and stuff too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they pump them full of everything to grow them as quick as possible. And there's like a thing I seen online of a cutout of like it was like showing grass fed and grass finished
yeah,
and then like grain fed and how the grain of the meat looked and all the fat that's laced in it. You know, my first thought when I seen that is like literally what they eat. You can see it in a cutaway of their muscle.
hmm
And we're the same way. Like I eat garbage. I'd hate to have a cutaway of my muscle. You know what I mean?
like tater chips and stuff.
It would just not look good. But like a
Mine would be
good,
full of French fries.
yeah. It was weird. That was my first thought. It's like, my goodness, what I'm putting in my body is not good.
Well, we do. Sarah buys the grass-fed beef, and it's expensive. It's usually just a little square.
Where you
cube.
get it at?
I want to think she gets it at Kroger and Walmart, but it doesn't. It don't make a good cheeseburger. It ain't got.
It's not the same.
It does
kinda-
good for like tacos and stuff, but we've tried cheeseburger. It's just I don't know if they don't have enough fat or what.
I think that's it, but it actually tastes a little different too.
Yeah,
Like a true grass-fed, grass-finished has like a little, I don't know, gamier. I don't know what the terminology is, but like gamey.
yeah,
I was thinking about this earlier when I first seen it anyway. I feel like food has gotten, 50 years ago, the pyramid thing wasn't a big deal and they're trying to push it. Like it's almost like you can just get food that tastes good at these fast foods and it's so easy to overindulge.
yeah.
I mean, like you like cooking, like if you got in the mood to make some chicken and dumplings tomorrow, like that'd probably be the only thing you'd make tomorrow because you'd be making chicken dumplings all day long.
Yeah.
But now like you can go to McDonald's and eat a daily's worth of calories in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You honestly can think about it and just run out and grab it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're just sitting there and like, I'd like to have some fried chicken. In Barberville, that's the way if we're just sitting there within minutes, once we've discussed it, we can have within minutes sitting on the table.
Yeah.
There is no, you had the chicken fry. You could have easily went to KFC, you know what I'm saying, and bought like 2 buckets and been home 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was an ordeal going and picking out good meat and learning how to fry it. But I kind of miss that. We cook some still quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Well, today I've been experimenting and I've seen that, McDonald's fries are horrible for you. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But every time I've been eating McDonald's, I just feel awful after. Like if I eat it for lunch, it's like I just about want to go take a nap. It's not that I eat a lot. It's like if I just get like cheeseburger and fries or chicken nuggets and fries, and I just quit eating it there for a long time because it makes me feel that way. Well, randomly I'd gotten just nuggets, and I'd just eat them and I felt fine. So I got to looking it up, and I think it's the fries that is so bad for you that's what the problem is with like McDonald's
Yeah.
is the French fries.
So
And today I got a 20-piece nugget and ate them with no fries. I felt fine. And this whole time I thought, it's just those greasy nuggets or the burgers or it's the fries. For me, it is anyway.
Huh.
So their French fries, they used to be cooked in beef tallow. Like everybody now like is looking for beef tallow. Well, they got rid of it, and so I don't know what kind of oil it is, but it has got beef seasoning in it, or like some kind of thing to make the oil taste like beef tallow. So that's probably a little bit.
It's something. They probably been fried 3 or 4 times. Too.
One of the examples is someone said like I can't remember if it's 9. It was an odd number, like 9 or 7 or 9. There's like just say 9 ingredients in our French fries at McDonald's in America, but other countries, like you said, they wouldn't take our pork and beef. Their French fries got like 3 ingredients, like salt, beef tallow, or some type of oil, like one oil, and a potato. You know, where ours, if you read, it could be 14 ingredients. I'm not sure, but it's almost double digits in a French fry set. And you have to think it's not a bunch of herbs and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of man-made or like seed oils. There's like 4 different oils in their oil. There's like 4 different oils. And then there was other ingredients and salt, and like maybe they're even going off of the color. Like they want the color of the French fry to be yellow, so they'll put dye in it and everything. I don't know if McDonald's does the dye, but a lot of things gets the dye because they're like, well, we want them to have a bright color. We don't want them to look like a potato.
They only use like a certain potato, and it's a big long potato.
Yeah,
and I think that they have to use a certain type of pesticide. This is what I read, and like they'll do it, and the farmers like can't be in the field for like a month.
Yeah,
like it's so toxic.
Yeah,
to make these potatoes grow, the way that, they're long. McDonald's likes the long fries, and then they don't have no skin on them, and no black spots. You'll never see a black spot. So they're, they're manufactured potatoes.
You have to think like that drips off when it rains and things. It goes in the ground.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and whatever's in the ground can be pushed up through the, you know what I mean? It has to be in it somewhere, you would think. But they probably have some big special way they could explain why it don't hurt you. You just keep eating them.
So I went down a rabbit hole with the nuggets because their kids eat nuggets. I'm sure your kids do too.
Yes, that's all Bella eat.
Which do you think is healthier, McDonald's, Wendy's, or Burger King's nuggets? Like the best,
I'm going to guess Wendy's. I was just guessing.
I'm going to say Burger King's.
McDonald's is the best.
As far as like calorie
lower
or just,
sodium, more protein and everything.
Which
lower
one?
Calories.
So which one's probably closer to a chicken though? McDonald's might be the farthest.
The highest calorie one was, or the highest sodium was Burger King. It was like almost double.
Wow. Usually
and they're smaller too. The nuggets are.
When you're missing flavor, just add more salt.
Yeah.
Sodium, whatever they call it. They got 3 or 4 different words. Like you'll look, it don't just say salt. It'll say like 3 or 4 different things, and if you look it up, it means like salt or mineral, some type of mineral salt.
But the best overall was like Chick-fil-A's.
Oh yeah,
it actually said that they pressure fry their chicken.
And it actually is a piece of chicken.
Yeah,
like
breast meat and
you pulled meat from in clumps and fried it. That's the way they look.
But I didn't know they pressure fried it. Like the cooker I got.
I'm curious if anyone's ever looked up. What is a chicken nugget?
No.
What's in it?
Just whatever you
like
can put
a ground up paste, feathers, some ankle bones. What?
Gizzards.
Yeah.
Kind of like bologna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really don't want to know, do you?
No.
Veinies, bologna. What's another? Any kind of.
Is that what's in it, or do you just?
No, I think it's a lot of I don't think they're grounding up like breast meat and stuff. It's kind of like the trimmings of stuff.
Bleaching it, man.
When you're slicing, like when you're quartering a chicken or whatever, there is like chicken and a little bit of fat and skin, difference of things that gets wasted. So I can understand that, but I don't think it's like they take pure like breast meat and grind it up and just throw a little seasoning in it. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Kind of like the McChicken. It could be anything.
It's a big nugget, so it looks
sometimes
like.
it's dark meat. Sometimes there's a chunk in there.
I hate getting
It's
that.
good though.
I hate getting that chunk, that gristle. When you're eating, it's like, and you stop and like, that shouldn't be in there. What is that? That's not right. That's not crunch.
But it's like even with KFC, like if you go get you a bucket right now, you will be dead in like an hour.
Yeah, it said theirs was the worst overall
Yeah.
for any restaurant. Like it's down there with Long John's.
The thing I've been reading and looking into as I'm studying up some of this stuff is seed oils.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like we was talking about KFC, they probably used to use a better type of oil.
They did.
Like a lard or something, probably, rendered fat of some sort.
They used, it said in the 80s where they used vegetable shortening.
Yeah.
So it was a block of the shortening, and they'd put it in there, and it would, melt down. I'm sure they don't do that now, but
Yeah, it
Which
looks like
Sarah told
Crisco
me
or
that-
whatever.
Sarah told me at Captain D's they did though. Said they would just put a big block and just throw it in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think I feel like he's talking about the diet and it's so trendy. Like there's always a new diet. For a while, what was it, the military diet or something?
If you go back far enough, Weight Watchers was real big.
Yeah.
Big time. Low fat, everything.
And what's great, they're still around too. You just never hear nobody doing it. And then there's like the only banana diet or something, and then there's keto, and then there's variations of keto, and then for me when I used
Atkins diet.
Yeah, I remember
to work,
they
Atkins
had.
is
Everybody loved
It
that.
was on the wrappers, you know what I mean? Like you got the bars that say Atkins on it. Like it was
I
advertised
was like, I
in
can
the
eat a
stores.
whole pack of bacon now.
But it's such an interesting thing because when, like, before I was alive, probably like mom, when she was a little bit my age or older, it was low fat. Now it's low carb. So might be time our kids get up, it'd be low protein or something. But
Yeah, it's just going to go around just whoever controls the world, I feel like.
You know what's funny is honestly, and it's hard. I've never been able to conquer it, but a good spread out diet with moderation. And when I call it diet, I don't mean a diet, just your diet, what you're eating, what you're taking in, whatever you call that. You're okay if you will do stuff in moderation, but most will do, like you said, they'll be like, well, I can eat a pack of bacon now. It's okay. It's just some fat. But when you look at it, it's a lot of things. Too much of it is not good either. So don't eat a pack of bacon every single day,
Or 20 nuggets.
Yeah, or 20 nuggets. But the weirdest one I had was me and my aunt and my cousin did the cabbage soup diet.
Oh,
Literally, it's nothing else in it but cabbage made into a soup, and she'd put it in like a big half-gallon mason jar, and you just pour you out, and you have like 3 bowls a day or something. It was some kind of cleanse diet, and they were doing it, and I was like, I was up there one day, and I tried the cabbage soup, and I was like, it's not bad. And they're like, you got to do it for 7 days or whatever, About 2 days in, cabbage soup sucked. Like it was so much just cabbage. You know what I mean? Like 3-4 times a day. Kind of if you got hungry, you were allowed to eat some,
yeah.
So it made it like, oh, well, I don't have to be hungry, but after a while you're like, can I put some meat in this cabbage soup or something? Like, no, it's just cabbage.
Yeah.
That's been the wildest one I've tried.
I always think about a lot of people eat salads, at restaurants and stuff. I'm not a big fan of salad, but I noticed that Sarah will get sick a lot more than I will after eating if we go out to eat or something. It's because she usually will eat salad, and I just assume, it's laid there all day maybe, or wasn't kept at a good temperature, or maybe they splashed a little chicken juice on it or something.
A little salmonella
So
on it for you.
it's kind of the thought, how do they keep it, from getting contaminated and stuff. Is what I wonder. Kind of like Subway, you see them, like I've watched them Subway eat there a lot, and if you watch them too closely, you might not eat the sandwich after you do, because they'll scoop the chicken out, they use the gloves, and they just scratch their nose, and then they'll put it all together, and then at the end they'll grab them old dirty bottles of ranch and stuff, and then start squeezing it out on you, and then they'll pat your burger sandwich back together, and you're just like, I don't know. The bottles have never been washed. It's got all the condiments on it.
No, they just get refilled. Like they don't go to the machine and get emptied. They're just, can you fill that back up right quick?
Yeah.
I would imagine. I mean, someone may comment and say, "Yeah, I work there. We clean them," but
Yeah.
it's like most people are just going to be like, "It's already got ranch in it, and it's got a quarter of a bottle. Let's just fill it up while there's no one in here."
Yeah.
Customers waiting. But speaking of Subway, you guys, I want you to answer each one. It does me like you were talking earlier about tranquilizing you or something. I can eat a foot long anything. Foot long probably is too much of a sandwich, but I'm just saying, used to I could eat it and it was fine. We play basketball. But now I eat Subway, I'm down. I don't know if I'm sensitive to carbs now or the bread. I don't know what you think. Is Subway the same?
Yeah, it's the same way. We all eat a foot long.
So
It is for me.
I think that ties in perfect. All right, I've watched a guy talk about it, and he's just because Big Jared lost all that weight, really think about it. You go and get a 12-inch sub. If you went to the store and grabbed a 12-inch piece of bread, and would you look at that bread and go, "Man, that looks healthy right there. I'm gonna get lean as an ox on that right there."
A whole loaf.
Yeah, I'm going to be ripped right
You ever
here.
looked at like 12 pieces of bread in a loaf? Go, "Yep, that's what I'm gonna eat right there."
Yeah.
But I think that follows with that food pyramid, what they try to push. And now, like, they're pushing the opposite. It's almost like they're trying to solve a problem that people, for me, like, there's times if I get in a bad mood, I eat. And I use that as like a cope, or like if you're in a bad mood, if you're at a bad day, nothing hits like going to the Mexican or go getting a real good pizza or whatever.
I'm the same way.
So you look at the food pyramid, like, it's really like that's what it ideal is supposed to be, but like, is people doing it? I don't know. That's what I always wondered about the pyramid.
That's
like,
why I said moderation. You know what I mean? Like, if you could follow the old pyramid to a point and kind of just moderate and just have some bread, have you some fruits, vegetables. But I do what you said. Like, if you are having a bad time or even a good time, like, food can always seem like make it better.
Well, it was a little before your time, but they pushed the food pyramid pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, they taught it in school, and it was on TV, and it would be up anywhere you go, any hospital. You remember you'd see poster boards of it. And then whenever we had Macy, you can go get on WIC, and that was like something they would go over with you.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that? So they pushed it a lot harder. I don't know. I wonder
And
if
WIC is kind of probably based on the food pyramid. Like,
Yeah.
they allot you so much grains and so much whole milk or whatever, or peanut butter and bread, beans. Like, they had certain things that you could get.
I just wonder if they're still doing it now. That's been 12 years ago, but
My Belle, I think's in the 5th grade, and that would probably which they probably was every grade talking about it when we was in school, but it seemed like it was more when you could comprehend a little bit, like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, when they would hand out the stuff, and you had like health class where they talked about a little bit of stuff, and like health and gym or whatever.
yeah.
Physical education, but it was a big deal because I remember it seemed like, I want to think a refrigerator magnet, obviously, because that's where you go to eat. They were handing out like little literature, a refrigerator magnet, like a pen, stuff to get your attention, to like talk about it, and talking about how important it is to get your bread and grains and dairy and no fats. You don't want no fat and stuff.
That's stuck in mine and yours brain. It may not be in Corey's because he's a little younger, but that's still in my brain. And then, all those years, he's like, I need a little extra bread. I remember it was big there on the bottom of the food pyramid.
Give me one more piece of cornbread, Mom. I'm trying to really
Give me about
work
two,
this
two more
pyramid.
biscuits. There wasn't no biscuits on there. Like,
Well, my problem was when I was going through that. Well, I used to work out a lot more and just got married and got lazy. But it I can instill this calorie. That's what I've always went by. I was like, calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what, if you want to lose weight, you need to lower your calories, and And so a good example today is Heather was wanting to go get an acai bowl. You know what that is? It's basically a big old bowl of fruit. It's got oats in it and like Nutella and like just like a big souped up bowl. And I was like, and she had like no idea that was not good for you to eat.
A bunch of sugar.
And I looked it up, and this acai bowl was 700 calories, and it had, and a bowl of fruit had 40 grams of fat in it, and had 58 grams of sugar.
That's
And
crazy.
20, and but it has a scoop of protein in it. It had a protein scoop, 28 grams of protein.
It's just the marketing strategy
Right, a big bowl of fruit with syrup in it.
on old pyramid schemes.
Now, would you eat one each, or is that something you and her would share?
Oh, I know. So here's my thing: is like, I still look at stuff, and it's like almost like I know how bad it is, but I never was like, okay, let's take this for example. I took Luke with me, and we went and ate that ice cream place in Lexington, and I seen it, and the ice cream I got was like 950 calories or something. I was like, ugh. Even I knew, even though I'm not in great shape right now. And Luke looks over like, give me a large. I looked, and it was 1,825 calories. I was like, Luke, are you sure that's 1,800? He goes, I don't care. I want it. You know, he wouldn't care if I told that, but it's almost like a care versus, I don't know, like, even though I like to overeat, but I don't like the thought of overeating calories.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't see the calories, it wouldn't bother me. And that's kind of what they started pushing now. Everywhere you go has got calories with it. And what's wild is they have to put the calories of like a KFC bucket. You ever looked at it?
Yeah.
If you order an 8-piece bucket, it'll say like 6,500 calories because there's people going home and slamming an 8-piece bucket.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the food pyramid in school? Can you remember ever?
I remember the pyramid, and they talked
You know what I
about
mean?
it.
Like, did they push it? Because they kind of really worked on it on us. Because I remember it was like a whole season of it.
Yeah. Basically, they pushed it, but you got to think, like, even in Justin's coming up and my coming up, that is when low carbs started coming in when I was getting a little older versus when it was probably still low fat.
It was.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of the keto carb thing.